What's interesting is the fructose drives this signal. So it activates this process, but it doesn't actually necessarily make you fat. It just makes you hungry and insulin resistant. To really gain fat, you have to create this insulin resistance and leptin resistance, and so that you're hungry. And then you have to provide the food, particularly like high fat foods have a lot of calories, 9 calories per gram. They're energy dense, so you can get a lot of calories very quickly. So if you eat fat with fructose, if you eat sugar to make you act as an alarm signal, and then eat a lot of fat, you can really gain weight. So if you give animals fructose, they become fat. If you give them a high fat diet with the fructose, they become real fat. If you give them high fat diets without fructose, they don't really get fat. But in general, the meat diet would be very good because so you're not eating a lot of carbs, and so you're not activating the switch. And the endogenous pathway where you make fructose in your body, you make it from glucose. So a low carb diet also kind of protects you. A meat diet that has very minimal carbs, that would be a good way of blocking making fructose as well. So it would work fairly well, I think. So, but you're right. If you ate a pure meat diet, but you allowed yourself to eat a lot of fruit, you'd have to be careful that you don't eat so much fruit that you're activating the switch. So uric acid is particularly generated from organ meats like liver and so forth. So, I know that currently you're not a big fan of eating a lot of liver. And I agree with you because not only does it contain vitamin A and copper, but it can generate a lot of uric acid. And it also is one of the main organs that concentrates toxins. So any toxin that the animal might have eaten.
I've just seen too many clients where they eat liver because it's a superfood and they're eating multiple ounces in a day. Sometimes it's even 1 ounce in a day. And depending on your liver health, and then depending on your uric acid and your insulin resistance and metabolic syndrome, it becomes an adverse food for many people. And I really, really appreciate you talking about how purines in meats and then the addition of fructose is just not ideal.
When we were doing our studies, we had this discovery that the way fructose was activating this pathway wasn't from the calories of the fructose. It was from the energy, the fall in energy that occurs. So when the energy falls, if it falls a lot, then you trigger a big switch. You trigger a lot of insulin resistance and the process that leads to obesity and so forth. What drives the energy down is the concentration of fructose that gets there. So if a lot of fructose gets there quickly, it's going to cause a greater drop in energy than if it trickles in. So like, for example, so we started doing studies like if you take a soft drink and you drink it in 5 minutes, or if you drink it in an hour, is there a difference? And so it turns out like if you drink it all at once, you get this big drop in energy and you activate this biologic switch big time. If you could drink it very, very slowly over an hour, the activation of the switch is much less.
Annotated and summarized. Easy to share with loved ones. The description below the title for this video has these summary points.